is a very, very small percentage. And Louisiana Republican Senator David Vitter is very interested in these numbers as he watches what's happening on his coast, and he joins us. He's going to be meeting with the president later today. Senator Vitter, we appreciate you taking time out of what I know is an extremely busy time for you as you struggle on the coastline. Well, what's your reaction to that news from Thad Allen?
Well, my reaction is more bad news. You know, it's just been episode after episode of bad news and trying to cap this well. And that's the first thing that needs to happen in terms of our recovery. A lot of us are resigned to waiting for the relief wells. Unfortunately, that's August probably at the earliest. I don't know how we get through 2 more months of this enormous flow and impact on our coast.
You know, Senator, I want to talk to you about the moratorium on oil drilling, which I know is very important to you, and about your meeting with the president. But, boy, you know, we just are getting a look at these pictures of this wildlife, these birds, these beautiful pelicans along your shorelines. What does that do to you?
Well, I was out there with the governor yesterday at East Grand Terre Island, and it just kills you. It's just heartbreaking. We saw directly at least 4 oiled pelicans who were alive but could barely move. We're radioing and getting help from Wildlife and Fisheries to try to rescue them, but it's just absolutely heartbreaking.
Indeed it is. We're looking at the pictures as you're speaking, and it is devastating to see what's happening to these animals and birds in that beautiful area.
We saw 4 personally, but there were 60 that were identified on a nearby island and rescued. 60 oiled.
It's upsetting, to say the least. But talk to me a little bit. A lot of folks look at these pictures and they're saying, you know, that we need a moratorium on oil drilling. That's what the president has said. Said, in fact, in an interview last night, he said it would be irresponsible of him to allow any deep water drilling until he can have assurances that this won't happen again. What do you think about that?
Right. Well, first of all, we look at those pictures and obviously things need to change. Obviously, we need to learn the lessons of this incident and put new technology and procedures in place so that it does not happen again. But to completely shut down deep water and even threaten shallow water is a huge economic blow. And on top of the recession and on top of the hit that the oil is directly making on our economy, that is another big economic blow that's going to knock us down. What I've specifically suggested to the administration is, instead of doing that, have an immediate and a very rigorous safety inspection program of these deep water drilling rigs. We're only talking about 33. Do that within the month, immediate and very rigorous. But don't shut everything down. Only shut a rig down if there's a problem identified which cannot be corrected immediately.
Because we do know that there were indications that there were some problems here, and that they felt that they were, at least to some extent, taking some risks in this and arguments on board. So are you getting anywhere with that argument?
Well, not yet, but I'm going to talk personally to the president today. He's coming back to Louisiana, and that's going to be my main plea. This also affects shallow water. The administration has said that there's no moratorium on shallow water. We're just going to require